On their first date, two climbers scale one of Europe's toughest mountains. But the romantic adventure they hope will bring them together tears them apart.
Our mountains are changing at an alarming rate, and that is because the permafrost, which bonds the rock together with the ice, is melting, and it's cascading off huge rock and ice avalanches onto the glaciers. It's covering up the glaciers, and at the same time these glaciers are receding, so that our maps are no longer always that useful when we're using them. Our guidebooks we're having to treat with caution. And in a way, this is mirrored in the current global economic situation, where we're having to change our habits and moderate the way in which we do things. Often your mind thinks about letting go long before your body has to. And if we can just train our mind to hang in there, you're able to come up with solutions to problems that didn't otherwise seem possible. The objective up the North Face is pretty straightforward. You start at the bottom there, and you climb, and you finish at the top there. 1,000 meters of vertical and overhanging rock stretching up as far as you can see and beyond. You're carrying everything you need to succeed and survive for the duration of the climb. We took 2.5 days. So all your food, as you can see, we don't eat too much, all your water, and a few plasters in case you fall off. And then you get going, and you start climbing, and you point your nose upwards, and you don't stop until you get to the top. There can only be one leader at a time, one person out there climbing, leading the way. But they have to be pretty sure that they can trust their belayers, the people holding the rope. Choose your team wisely. You may have to eat them. And you thought, I really want to hold on, but actually I can't. And you don't have to be out there to have that sensation, to have that feeling that any minute now you're going to let go, and you start to panic. Now, what I do in these situations is absolutely nothing. I do nothing. And then just think of the very next task at hand. And it could be as simple as just taking a carabiner, a metal piece of hardware from my harness, and then clipping it into something high up there. And then I think of just the very next task. And it's slowly, by inching, task upon task, that you're able to ease your way out of a difficult situation. So often, though, it's when you're 90% of the way there that you start thinking about giving up. You can't quite see the top. And if you can remember that, it gives you that extra bit to keep on going. And then suddenly, there's a huge crack of thunder, and the whole sky lights up with this pink light in massive fingers all around us. Quickly, we pull on our waterproof over-trousers and jackets, and then we put on our head torches. It's not night time yet, but we know that it's going to be a long night ahead. We continue setting up the ropes, and Jeremy sets off on the first abseil. And as he sets off on the first abseil, the wind picks up, it starts buffeting, the temperature plummets, and it starts to snow. Thick and fast snow falling down. He works his way down the first abseil, down the next abseil. And then, as he's going down, I'm looking at him on this ridge line. The light's getting a bit darker now, and all I can see is this tiny little figure on this huge ridge line with this massive sky with the lightning crashing around him, being buffeted by the wind, which is so powerful he can hardly manage the ropes, hardly stand up in it. And I realize we are just like two metal pylons with all our metal climbing equipment. waiting to be struck by lightning.
Jeremy!